Hi guys, it's Vanessa. I wanted to do a quick video on connecting with your inner child when she seems a little more resistant or a little afraid to connect with you. I was reading through the comments and it looked like some of you who had tried the meditation were having a really hard time connecting with her. And this is actually more normal than not, because you have to remember these parts of us. These are soul parts that carry all of our traumatic wounds from childhood, from this life and past lives. So she probably has a lot of trust issues. She might be really angry or afraid or full of grief or pain. There are a lot of reasons why she may not quite be ready to connect with you, and that's okay. You're not doing anything wrong. It just takes a while. So I have 4 tips to help you guys connect. I did mention these in the video, but I wanted to do it concisely in one video for you to check in and try. So the first tip I have is to give her a safe space. And in the meditation I had you guys go to a safe space. So what I wanted to say about that is the very cool thing about this is that the whole safe space is in your control. So what you can do if you sense that she needs a place to hide within your space. So for instance, you have a forest and she seems like she's hiding behind trees, or she needs some place that makes her feel a little more safe. Put a cabin in there, or if she wants, you can get creative. If she wants a castle to hide in, put a whole castle in. The neat thing about this place is there's no logic and there's no reason. You don't have to worry about any of that. So a really good example I have is a client remembered a closet that she used to hide in when she was a child, and she actually really loved it and felt safe in it. And so her safe space was a beach on the ocean. And she ended up being really creative and just putting the closet right on the beach. She just plopped a closet in the middle of the beach, and her little inner child was hiding in there for a while, and it was perfect. It just worked for her. So get creative and feel out if she needs maybe like a playhouse or something that feels a little more cozy, or that appeals to her, so she's not wandering around, if she feels a little lost. So that's one idea. The second idea is, and I think I also mentioned this before, but if you had a favorite animal when you were a child, or if you still do, you can always bring in like kittens or puppies, or, remember, this is all in your mind, so you can just imagine whatever needs to be there. You can do, I had a client that had just put a whole pile of puppies in this meadow, and that actually drew her inner child out from hiding. She was hiding way off in the distance, and she saw all the puppies and got kind of excited, and so she actually came out and played with them. So think of animals that really resonate with you when you were a child, and it can get, again, you can be really creative. If you loved elephants, put an elephant in your place. Just think about anything that you think might feel comforting for her, or something that she really loved. So animals are usually always a great way to connect with your inner child. The third idea is you can try to remember like a favorite toy or stuffed animal from when you were a child. I had one client, I think I mentioned this also, who had a stuffed animal, and she carried this thing everywhere. I think it was a stuffed lamb, and she had forgotten about it. She was in her 50s when we did this meditation, so she'd completely forgotten about this lamb that she called Lammy. And when she was doing the meditation, her inner child was very nervous and not ready to talk, and suddenly my client remembered Lammy, and so she imagined Lammy in her hands, and she handed it to her inner child. And it was just what was needed. It was comfort, it was love, it was familiar, and it bonded them pretty quickly. So something from childhood that really has meaning to you, some toy or object that you really, really loved growing up, put that in your safe space and offer it to her. And that's a lovely way to kind of draw her closer and help her know that she can trust you. And the fourth idea I have is if she's really far off or just really resistant to coming close, one way you can do this is just sit quietly and start an activity yourself in your meditation. You can, I think I mentioned coloring or drawing. I had one client who, her place was on a beach. That seems to be a fairly common place. She just started building a sandcastle, just because she was just in her mind building a sandcastle, and she could sense her inner child watching and kind of being curious and like, oh, what's this woman doing? And eventually the little girl came over and kind of watched for a while, and then like joined in. She wasn't ready to talk, but at least she was joining in being with my client. So really the biggest hurdle is getting the child to feel safe to come over to you and either do an activity with you or just sit with you, or or she can sit quietly and you can talk. Just follow your intuition on this. But I wanted to give you 4 tips that might help draw yours closer if she was really kind of resistant the first time you did the meditation, because it seemed like a lot of you that's kind of what happened, and that's very, very common because they're carrying so much trauma. So my biggest advice is to treat this inner part of you, this little child, like you would a real child in real life who's very scared or timid or nervous or has a lot of trauma or fear. You want to be very gentle, very non-threatening, very non-aggressive or overbearing, not in a way that you're not saying, talk to me, why aren't you connecting? Do it on her time and let her call the shots, because in this way she will start to feel empowered again, because probably the biggest wound she's carrying is having lost her power in childhood through all the trauma she's been through. So the biggest way to earn her trust is to be a safe adult who shows up and says, you tell me what you need, and we do this at your pace. And if you just want to play, we'll play. If you just want to sit, we'll sit. If you just want to go run around with animals, that's fine. You do that and I'll sit over here. So follow your instinct on what she needs. And like I said, if you practice this meditation over and over, you'll be kind of surprised how fast it shifts, and she really will start to trust you pretty quickly. And then you can start doing a little more deeper work where you can talk to her and start finding out what she needs, what trauma needs healing, things like that. So those are my 4 tips for scared inner children, and hopefully that'll get you started if you've had some trouble even connecting with yours. Please leave me comments, let me know how it goes, and any questions, and we will just keep at this until hopefully you guys can all really start to do this. All right, I hope you guys are having a lovely day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.